So let's get this pod started off right. What is
Let's
good,
get
y'all?
it.
Oh.
my fault. I was
You
turned up.
good? Nah, for real.
Let's
This
go. Let's go.
this man hit a whole backflip on it. He's like, "Let's go!" Wait,
Yeah,
hold
let's
on.
do it.
Pause. What is good, y'all? Welcome to the What You Mean podcast, where we give y'all our rarely serious, random thoughts and passionate opinions on everything pop culture. It's your man, Fexy the Fig and Fit aficionado, and with me this week is the legend of the high seas and the higher planes, Apollo Black.
Yeah, Sersky, what's good, guys? What's up, y'all?
Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 5, technically episode 9, but we'll get into it, right?
EP5, EP9, CP9, not CP9.
Nah, hold on, we gonna get into that later. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for that.
not that.
One thing that, just to kind of ease us on into everybody, tell us what you was on this week, bruh. How's that 420 show, bruh?
And the 420 show was good, man. Woke up, I was literally smoking all day. I had class that day, you know what I'm saying? But like, normally during like a lunch break, like I was telling you off
Mm-hmm.
earlier, we go out there and then a lot of people like to roll up, you know what I'm saying? So all our
Mm-hmm.
brothers, you feel me? When I say brothers, man of color. And
You
then we
say
had
you
like
know what
one
it
one
is.
you know what I'm saying? And we had one Chinese dude, you know what I'm saying? He was in the circle somehow. I never met him to that day. We was talking, chopping it up, and it was real cool. And just saying what's up to everybody. We all like about three, four of us rolled up. You know what I'm saying? We had blunts in
Mm-hmm.
rotation. And I was telling them about the show, and then they ended up pulling up too. You feel me? This show was definitely different than the ones I usually do with this entity. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sushi. That's a promoter who throws the show.
Yes, sir.
Um, but this one they had like the live band going with people too. You know what I'm saying? They had a
Yo,
band
that's hard.
perform, but then it's like if you wanted to, like if you was cool with them rocking with you, they'll rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they ain't rock with me because by the time I went on, they had to go. So that's kind of sucked. Other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, it hurt. It hurt. 'Cause I was damn, bro.
Not for real,
Would have been
bruh.
a it would have been an experience. So, but I got some contact information from the pianist though. He was stupid dope. He went crazy.
That's
They
fire.
had a dude on the piano. They had a dude on the piano or the keys, and they had another dude on the drums, and they had another dude on like a synth. Actually, you know what I'm saying? I think he was playing like synth bass.
What the
Or
fuck?
it was gas, bro. So like, it was dope experience, And I was smoking there. Some homies pulled up. Another homie. I just went after class. I went to the park that's around my area, and I went to go smoke a blunt. Sometimes I just go do that. I go chill out over there. Just rest a little bit, just chill a little bit before I come back to the crib and get to it. Um, but I saw another homie over there, and we were just smoking it up for a long time. It was crazy too because that day I didn't know the park got down like that. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this Karen lady walks in, and then her presence is known as soon as she gets there. Right? Her dog gets into it with some other body's dog. He gets into it with this man. She's over here calling like animal patrol, arguing and
What?
saying, "Yeah, bro, it got crazy, bro." But apparently, all this crazy is the usual thing that happens at this park. Go to this park
What
pretty
the?
often, and I've never noticed any of these things. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
So
like
I'm
you
like,
never
what?
caught happening before.
It never happened. You know what I'm saying? But then like all the like locals that I normally see there, they're all older people. Most of them, they come in to sit by me and a homie. And remind you, these are older people who live out in Hollywood. I'm saying so they
Mm-hmm.
got. You get what I'm saying? For the most part, and they come out here with their dogs. Everybody knows each other's dogs. Community. I'm black. I'm black. My brother black. We smoking big gas. They ended up gravitating towards us, and they end up just. We was all part of the community. It was all like talking. You know what I'm saying we
Yeah.
over here playing with everybody's dogs. Cool, but these are old ladies, and they telling me about the drama, how that usually goes on. I'm like, oh wow, and it's like they've been seeing get down at the park. You feel me? It's always somebody getting into it with somebody, not like physical fighting, but like little like dispute. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying so it's like I learned. Okay, so that was a very entertaining, very interesting day, and we smoking gas, park smoking gas in the middle of Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like after that, it was about showtime, so I went to the crib real quick, changed, got ready. We went over to the show and pulled up. That's when the other homies was there. Hung out, was smoked up. You know what I'm saying? Watching performances, perform. You feel me? Homie said he want to put me on more different shows. I'm like, I'm gonna just see, hold him to that, see what's up. But like, it was a cool 420 for me as far as that day. I can't lie.
Yeah,
It was a very, it was super dope.
I love to hear it. Sound like a complete vibe through and through, for real, for real.
Yeah, definitely came back home tired. Oh, and after that,
For
to a
that
place
one
called,
lady.
nah, yeah. Her ass, she was on some. But then it was a late night for me too, though, because after the show with the homie, we went to a place called Sunset Rooftop, and they be going on to like 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying, the smoke in there. Feel me? It was people doing karaoke. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of
Okay.
people of color, so it was a lot of brothers and sisters in there too. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, it's a dope spot to find right here in Sunset. You know what I'm saying? Not too far from where I'm at. It has some little bad biddies in there. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? You feel me? Some
sir.
couples in there
Some bad
hanging out.
things in the building.
So I got in the building, ass was shaking. It was cool. I was just chilling, smoking my blunt with the homie. We had hookah in the area, everybody drinking, everybody eating wings, karaoke, and trivia. It was a fun night, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So it's cool to know that spot. I'm just probably start tapping in there more. You know what I'm saying? Just go hang out, get out my comfort zone, just get out the house more on some normal. That's one thing I felt that I would not do. Like, I obviously have a lot of fun, but it'd be always music related. Be
Yeah.
busy. I'd be just working for real. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do got to tap in into like doing normal things I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like Magic. Haven't played Magic in a minute. You feel me? Kind of
LA,
shit.
you best believe they got. Plus, they got the other Magic City, so you could probably pop up to Magic City, LA. You know what I'm saying, and see what's up going on over there.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. I just gotta start thinking about doing. I just go out and just explore a little bit more. You feel me? Get out my comfort zone. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Um, because I'm probably the most introverted, extrovert person you ever meet. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not the most, one of them. You know what I'm saying? Top five head ass.
Nah,
Um,
for real.
but yeah, but the night was cool. Came back tired. Went to bed. I probably tried to play a little Stellaris or something, and then just took it to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Good 420. Very solid. Very complete day.
Yes,
Smoked
sir.
weed all day too. The homie was so high at the beam. His ass over here falling asleep at the table.
I know how
We
that
was smoking
feels
like,
for real, bro.
yeah, yeah. Just smoking gas. Like we was smoking all day. I don't think he used to smoking like that.
We back, we back.
We back, baby.
Apologize for those unnecessary interruptions. But with that said, we'll take this as a little small time for an ad break. Once again, thank you for everybody who subscribed to the Patreon. And if you do not subscribe to the Patreon, you can get every single episode of the What You Mean podcast completely uncensored and unedited, along with another podcast along with me and Shadi called Caffeinated Conversations, that is Patreon exclusive. And little birdie on the street said, rumor has it, you can get an exclusive Homfex album that is no longer available on any other streaming platforms, all for just $5 a month, and expect a lot more coming soon.
Yes, Hersky.
Paulo, you got anything to plug, Your Honor?
Yeah, just check out the Supreme website when you can. You feel me? Thank you for all the supporters who can support Supreme and community centers. You feel me? We're gonna keep it pushing. We got a lot in store for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're cooking up this little mini dot. You know what I mean? We're cooking up this little album. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff's on the way, prepped and ready, almost ready to go for you guys. So, and yeah, thank you for all the supporters. You know what I mean? All the love that we're getting, that everybody's getting, and just keep the love flowing. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Let it hear it. My father's hitting that bongington.
Yeah, that Boggington. Yeah, bro. I'm out of Weedington, King and Rodington.
That 420 hit him hard.
Nah, for real. I had to go stupid there. It was 420. Like all the weed I had got was specifically for 420 anyway.
Speaking of going
So
stupid,
it's always
let's full lean in and
go
go
ahead.
completely mentally ill with this next topic, bruh. I heard
Let's do
somebody
it.
bring something up. Obviously, he was just cracking jokes, but
All good jokes and
he
saying
said, "Nah, for real, for real." He said, and I quote: "The entire Harry Potter series would have been solved with one blicky." So my question is, Voldemort versus the 556s. Who do you think is finna win that situation, bro?
I think it'd be a good matchup. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It'd be a good matchup. The thing is like, I don't think he's gonna do too much because spells and magic and all kinds. I mean, because maybe I'm gonna give it to Voldemort. Wanna know why? He can cast one spell over the whole 556. You know what I'm saying, and have them, aggroing at each other and wipe them all out like that. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to any party. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is magic we talking about. This is a world class. This is, we ain't. It's scared to speak. Little baby most of that time in the Harry Potter little baby. He's all attached to. You know what I'm saying? On some freak mob. You know what I'm saying? On some not freak mob, but some freaky deaky. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
Notice this. You know what I'm saying? So tripping. So if he's doing all that, split his soul in 7 parts. I don't think he can go blicky. You know what I mean? Because uh uh he's a wizard. You feel me? Warlock. Like he can't even comprehend. On
that was the argument they made. Was like, nah, 556. Like before he could even shoot the bullet, Voldemort already casted the spell. So when you shoot the bullet, it come out as a butterfly. But it's like, what about even before that? You know what I'm saying? What if you just immediately shoot? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you don't even give him the chance? You just boom, like he don't even see you. You don't walk up to him, none of that. You just you sneak him.
There's a thing, ain't no sneaking that, bro. Cool. If sneaking the show, I don't think any of us can go do the same. No, exist for real. He know we talking about him right now. He know we speaking on his name right now.
Like
that's how.
Not to do Harry like that or nothing. I get he was trying to save us from being enslaved, because I think that's what Voldemort. I think that's what his plan was to enslave mankind. But like, I don't know, bro. We got nukes. You know what I'm saying? We got all kind of crazy. We would have. I think Voldemort would have got handled, Your Honor.
That's the thing, though, bro. You gotta understand. Some of walking nukes. You feel me? It's some natural disasters, calamity.
Negating the nuke. They said,
oh, yeah, mere machinery, mortal machinery. You feel me? What would have solved our problems if Harry would have upped that? If Harry would have upped that bottle cadabra, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. If you got that real fire, this would have been over.
That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do, and he would have been good. A bottle cadabra. I saw it was everything. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it.
And somehow he still took the dub without having to do. Or did he do it? Did he do it in the end?
He technically didn't even. Well, he got. Like Harry got packed.
Or did he hit him with the Avatar thing where he like cut off Voldemort from being able to use magic or whatever? Like,
no, I think he packed a lot, but
Avada Kedavra.
No, he didn't hit him with that though. He ain't hit him with that, but he definitely did. Let me check something real quick. Let's fact check, because Harry did get packed first, technically though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, he died. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's see.
That is serious. Because I get it. You ain't beating a wizard with a blade, but I don't know, bruh. Like, sure, we see it happen sometimes, but like, what if they not ready? What if they not seeing the bullets, or what if the bullets is not like, registering to them or something? You know what I'm saying?
So okay, so yeah, so at that final duel, Harry used Expelliarmus, a disarming spell, and Voldemort used Avada Kedavra. I don't know if I should be saying that word. You know what I'm saying? But apparently it happens. The wand.
Oh, like the wand
Yeah, it says the key wasn't the spells, it was the wand loyalty. The most powerful wand ever, the Elder Wand, did not belong to Voldemort, even though he thought it did.
So when he did
Okay.
the thing, like Harry was able to like basically pull or and call it back to him.
No, it said so. It's like the chain is at first it was Dumbledore's, then it was Malfoy's, um, then Harry disarmed Draco, so it switched to Harry. So when Voldemort used the Elder Wand against Harry, the wand refused to truly harm his real master, so backfire. So basically, what's his name?
What?
That's not even Harry's hat for real.
Yeah. So he
Technically, it's
basically
not Harry's hat.
accidentally. Yeah, he basically accidentally because he thought he was gonna be able to do it, but the wand was like, nah, bro, that's my real master. Like I.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how he got packed.
That's.
Shout out Harry, bro.
And
I
you think
wanted,
that
I want.
motherfucker take a 5.56? Come on now, get out of here, bro.
You
Get out of here, bro. Even the werewolf, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, what are we talking about, bro?
Look, if you find some way to hit that, you might have something. You know what I'm saying? But if you
he's expecting it, he's gonna put the spell up, so it's gotta be a bunch of wizards. He's got to be distracted, and then, boom, the bullet just got to come from like way off in the distance, like a sniper, and he just can't hear it. He just got to just go straight through his dome, and then that's the end of it. The war is over.
If he missed that, though, he better not miss. If not, he can buy the Kadabra.
Couldn't find the Kadabra. You just finna
Like,
blink and
quick
he's
as
finna be
hell.
right in front of you. Just like, fuck.
Yeah, look.
I knew I should
Yeah,
have
I told
came
you.
here, bro.
Like I told you to aim for the head ass. He a Thanos fanboy head ass.
No, but I feel like the way that he would avoid that is he would have a double. Because remember, technically in the first movie, he was like transferring his body over to that other. Remember? Like
Yeah,
that's
freaky
why his
deaky.
like that's why his head was on the back of his skull or whatever. So like,
This is my question. Why that? Like, how the fuck? Like, how are you cool with? You know what I'm
see,
saying?
like, bro, you know he finna come after you like Joker's henchman, bro. Why do you think you're beef, bruh?
You know he don't get. You know that.
For real,
So
for real.
what's really going on here?
What is your plan? What did you think was gonna happen?
You thought you was gonna be up there with Joker and them? Hell no.
Hell
You saw how Joker
nah.
did his whole crew. What's up? What's that movie? I think it was The Dark Knight.
Yeah, in the Dark Knight movie, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
His name, I can't believe I forgot his name, bruh.
1 millisecond. 1 millisecond.
That's so crazy. Oh, Christopher Nolan. Boom. I was like, he's made so many other movies, bro. He's a literal famous director. I can't believe I forgot what his name is.
Okay, my fault.
Nah, you good. The director's Christopher Nolan. I can't believe I forgot what his name was, bro.
Christopher Nolan, Christopher Goldwyn.
Literally. But yeah.
I didn't know.
On the topic of magic,
Yeah.
fuck, I just had bro. So yeah, I had a couple different things. I was gonna send you one. I think I accidentally already closed it. It might be in the drafts. Nope, it's not in the drafts. I'll have to resend it to you. We'll just go with this immediate one. Speaking of Avada Kedavra and wondering if you can even say that, bruh. Mm-hmm. I was wondering the same thing with the movie we was watching last night. So last night we watched Lee Cronin's Mummy. And when Olivia explained it to me, because the first thing that popped up in my head was, return the slab or suffer my curse. So when she said that they stole a mummy and, you know, the plagues came upon their house, I was like, oh, fire. And like even Jubin thought it was fire, and it's his birthday. It's the movie that he wanted to watch, so we went to go watch it in D-Box. Him and Olivia fell asleep, and
oh my god,
being the movie critic that I am, I had to stay up and watch the entire movie, no matter how weird or how like eye roll, because I was like, I got to a certain point where I was like, I don't even know on this is kind of cool. You know, it's not bad. Like, I see where they whatever, and then certain things happen, and I'm like, oh yeah, nah, I'm over it. The movie's done for me. Olivia and Ju gave up way earlier than I did, but I'm new to, you know, horror movies. Like, I'm very lightly tism when it comes to like stuff like that, where I'm like, now when they put the idea in my mind that like a lot of horror movies are like comedy, you know, the way that they are, it kind of helps me stop being a scary ass, able to watch the movie and be like, yeah, he's eating his face off, this is so funny. But like, yeah, there were certain things that were happening in the movie that I'm like, oh yeah, they basically did that to try to be funny, like, or they did that to be goofy. And like, even Jubin pointed it out. He's like, bro, when the grandma got it, bro, he's like, I feel like that. He's like, I couldn't even take that serious because I think that was supposed to be funny. I'm like, it definitely was supposed to be funny, because there was a moment where the grandma got backhanded and her teeth flew out and they like skittered across.
Grandma, why y'all do grandma like that, boy? Don't let her take off that chocolate,
bro. Because you know, grandma, she was out here trying to pray over the mummy. Mummy is. So that's what I'm saying. So there were certain spells that they was doing to like,
not around.
Like, they were doing certain spells to get the evil spirit to come out the mummy, and I'm sitting there like, yo, how do you know? Like, you know, because it happened with exorcism. You feel me? They didn't even go that far with that movie, and a lot of those people, you know, they did certain things to themselves, or they were never the same because of acting in that movie.
So this Mummy, is it? So it's not like a remake on like the Mummy, like the Mummy when they're actually.
At least
some whole different.
Like, as the movie was continuing, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how they're trying to set up for other movies, or I can see how this series is going to continue. But as the movie continued, I was like, oh, I don't think they're going to get a next movie. And then you could tell they didn't think they were going to get a next movie, because they wrapped it up with a bow. It was done, sealed, and finished. Like, you know, like, they brought the whole thing to a complete close, and they landed the train. But yeah, like, basically, with least spoilers as possible, you know, this will be for the free version, and then I could really dig in if you want me to dig in. We could do that for the Patreon, just in case people still want to watch it or whatever. And, you know, if you don't care or not, you know, let me know down below, and we could just spoil. You know, most people don't get. So basically, the dad was a reporter who used to live in Egypt, and his daughter was kidnapped. They found the daughter and they brought the daughter home, but they found the daughter inside of a sarcophagus.
Oh, my God.
At first, you know, because of what they've seen, you know, the police were like, well, you know, this happens a lot with human trafficking, is they hide the bodies inside of sarcophagi because they can get through customs knowing that it won't be, you know, x-rayed or it won't be tampered with because it's a piece of history, when in reality there's a little girl inside of there. But yeah, it just turns out that wasn't the case for this family. It turns out that it was actually a zombie. It actually was, like, you know, an evil spirit and a mummy basically brought back to their house.
So when you say it like that, it sounds hilarious.
Bro, because it's the truth. Like, me and Olivia talked about it on the way home. We're like, hey, bruh, I don't even think that daughter would have made it to the house, bruh. I would have seen her in the hospital, and we would have looked at each other and been like, yo, can we take her out back? Like, is there one of those situations? Because, like, bro, she did not look like, you know, she was doing good, bruh. She didn't look good, bro. She looked like she was suffering. She was literally not speaking. Like, zombie talking. What kind of person would want to live like that, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if she wasn't a mummy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And it had been like 8 years since she was gone. So what, she was 8 to 6 years old when they took her, maybe even 10, you know what I'm saying? And it had been 8 years since then, like, bro. And allegedly she had been in that sarcophagus all 8 of those years. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
What are we doing?
Why would you even put this person on an airplane? Like, that's
years in sarcophagus as well. But she was already dead, though. or she was some evil spirit at that point.
Yeah, like now we'll get into the spoiler version. Basically, I don't even want to speak his name. I feel like this is one of those Voldemort situations. I don't even want in my house. But basically, he's a
Yeah, bro.
and to kind of get a little deeper into my conspiracy theorist thing, because like it's a little tangent. There's a podcaster I watch, and like he cracks jokes about it or whatever, and sometimes he's serious. But, this is a little bit more on the political side of things. A lot of people, the way that they try to avoid certain situations is they say that families don't exist in America anymore, that the idea of a family and what it means to be a family and have community has been torn down. And that's kind of their way of kind of avoiding certain topics that are being talked about. But that is true. But in reality, they don't want us to be a community, because look what happened with, when we were playing the stock market, how they were playing the stock market. Then for the first time ever in the whole of the stock market, they done closed the stock market down because we was saving GameStop and saving certain businesses from being closed down. Like, how crazy that is? Like, so that's kind of my whole thing is like, they talk about how they want us to be communal and, return to what it means to be a family, but also at the same time try to stop us from doing that thing. Whatever. Side note of when I'm getting down, of the fact of like, there's even a silver lining with that of, some people have family that it's like, you can't be around this person. They're either self-destructive or they're disrespectful to you, life, and you don't need that person around. Besides the point. This movie really pushed on that because that's what the evil spirit was. The evil spirit was an evil spirit who tore families apart. He made he made fathers and sons get away from each other, and he made daughters and mothers never talk to each other again. Like, it was the evil spirit that tore apart family and tore apart what it meant to be a family. And what was crazy is that even when the daughter disappeared, that's what happened to the family, like their daughter was missing. So the son, like he would get mad because they didn't go on vacations no more. The father was a reporter before, so they got to go on business trips along with just trips in general. But then when the daughter disappeared, now the mom is over here like tucking in like the daughter's toys, and she's like walking around in the daughter's room, like, hoping that one day she'll come back. And like when the daughter finally came back, the mom was like, I was in your room every single day keeping it clean and ready for you, knowing that you would come home one day. Like, you saw how it tore the family apart to have this daughter disappear. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then even when she returned with the evil spirit of anti-family in her, it really like pushed that whole thing. And this kind of goes with the evil spirit part. I'll kind of open up the floor for any questions in a second. Whenever the grandma would pray over her, it turned very exorcism, and that's how I knew too that it was trying to be funny, because like the grandma prayed over the granddaughter, and then like the granddaughter, like you could see like, she like pretended like it was working, and then she like headbutts the grandma in the face, and then everybody's like, oh shit, oh, strap her down, oh, and they had to like give her a sedative basically. But that was the beginning of like, separating the family and whatever, and then it just got so much crazier and so much more nasty things happened. I was mad that I was eating a hot dog while watching this zombie
Oh
walking
man.
around.
Oh man. I know not to eat a hot dog when I'm watching that thing. If I watch it.
Yeah, it's very, again, Olivia and Jubin are very like heavy when it comes into like horror movies and stuff like that. So they're hating on the makeup, and they're hating on the acting of it. I'm taking the movie in as a whole, and I haven't seen many scary movies. They're looking at it like, yeah, nah, it wasn't realistic enough for me, or I couldn't believe it. And then Olivia's like, yeah, nah, some of the acting just didn't match for me. And I'm sitting there eating my hot dog like, that's nasty. There was a part where the mom was cutting the daughter's toenails, and like, I'm just gagging thinking about it right now. Pause. I want to picture it in my mind, but I gotta explain it. She's basically cutting her daughter's 8-year-old toenails, and when she's trying to cut her big toe, it doesn't work, and it basically slips, and her daughter's whole like shin skin comes off, like it splits, and the skin comes up.
What the hell she's splitting the toe? What the hell she's trying to split the toenails with?
Bro, like it's just solidified. It's 8-year-old toenail. You feel me? Like it hasn't been cut in 8 years.
Oh, 8-year-old toenail. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
It's basically a rock now. Like it's a brick. You can't cut that with normal. toenail
By
cutters.
normal means.
And
Yeah.
it ended up like then when it ended up pulling out, it didn't pull just the nail out. It like ripped off of some of her skin. And then,
Ah.
what is good, y'all? It's your man Fexy interjecting on this episode to let you know that you can find this ep and more all uncensored and ad-free for your enjoyment, all on our Patreon for $5 a month. You not only get a shout out at the end of each ep, but you can also find an exclusive pod with me and Shotty. That's patreon.com/ComsenENT. You can get every episode of the What You Mean podcast weeks before they air, all for your binging pleasure. Once again, that's patreon.com/ComSINENT. $5 a month. $7.50 if you go through Apple, but beware of that. Love y'all. Now back to the show. And it was nasty as fuck. It was disgusting ass scene. But then after that, she freaked out. And then she went running through the house. And the dad ended up finding her in the basement with like a rebar, scratching at like the wound basically, and like digging the rebar into her leg. And I'm sitting there eating my hot dog like, you know what, I'm gonna finish this in a little bit. I'm gonna just watch the movie. Blood squirting and it's all nasty. And I look over at Jubin and they're like yawn, like they're basically falling asleep, like, uninterested. And I'm sitting here like, ugh, that's so nasty, it looks so real. And they're like, whatever.
They said this. They like this child's play. This ain't nothing.
Literally, they're like, this ain't enough. We end up finding out later though that like the reason why the mummy was doing that was because this is also adds to the level of crazy of the movie. They skinned the little girl alive and then wrote they wrote the spells on her skin, like on the layers of her skin, and then rewrapped her body in her own skin as like the mummification process. So when the dad saw that piece of skin that ended up getting ripped off with the toenail, he saw that there were words on it. So then he started to split it, and then he did basically what is the word I'm looking for? Like how a photographer does, when they go into the dark room, he's like, trying to figure out what's written on it. A weird tangent that the movie took, that he finds like this old man who's basically like Indiana Jones working at this college, and the old man is basically able to read what the hieroglyphics are on the daughter's skin, and basically saying like, he's like, it's a spell, bro, it's meant to like seal a certain like evil spirit. And the movie continues and we end up watching the video basically of like them having the proof, because again, I'm getting off on a super tangent, but I'm basically explaining the movie, you know what I'm saying? The lady who did this to this little girl recorded this as proof, so that later when her family, whoever it needed to be in the family to continue this spell later, they had an example of what they needed to do. And like basically they explain like, you need to do this, this is an evil spirit, our family has always done this, it lasts a certain amount of time. The only parameter that you need is you do need a living person, but at the end of the day, like, anybody will do, but an innocent person, an innocent person is the strongest, like it holds on to the spirit the best, whatever. And she had a video explaining not only how to do it, but saying and reciting the spell, all of that. So at the end of the movie, when they need to get the spirit out of the little girl, they end up getting it out of her. But that was also another weird thing about the movie. It was like, okay, so your daughter was possessed by a mummy. And that mummy casted spells to basically not only like possess, but drive your other daughter insane and have your other son basically like beating his head against the wall till it was like bleeding. Then you get the spirit to go out of your daughter and into your husband, and then from your husband into the evil lady who casted the spell on your daughter to begin with, quote unquote evil, but to the lady who did it to begin with. Like, I'm confused on how this all is working, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many things that was like, I don't want to say too plot hole like, but it was just like too movie-ish for me. That I was like, oh, had me for a little bit, but you lost me in the, not even in the second half, like in the last 25%, y'all just lost me. Like, I don't know if you ever watched Weapons, but like, what I loved about Weapons is it told one story from so many different perspectives, so you follow so many different characters in the story.
Weapons is the one with that lady in the house.
And all the little kids.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
good. That one, it wasn't like scary, but like it was new. It was something
Uh
different. It
huh.
was cool how
And
they
I
shot
fucked
it.
with
Like I
how
like it. Like
they explained it from
the
everybody's
perspective.
perspectives. Yup.
Yeah, it was so far.
They tried to do that in Mummy, but it just didn't work, bro. Like it conflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like it they didn't do it as heavy as weapons, and they tried to do a slight nod to weapons of how they were doing it, but then it just felt redundant because it was like, well, we already figured out this information, so watching a whole scene of the other person who's trying to be a detective for the situation and learning the same information we just learned, just from a different end. Sure, it's very D&D-esque, it's very Stranger Things, it's very, okay, this person told you it happened, but this person figured out that it happened with the information they were given, and then this person found the evidence. Like,
Yeah,
and then
they
all
they
three
they
of
really
those
did that.
parties come together and they figure it out. Like, you know, the way they did it in this movie just didn't rock with me. Like, it felt like too much, and for us to have to sit there for 2 hours and 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, we started watching this movie at 9:30. Like, I don't blame them for falling asleep, but the
Them
movie
boys want
definitely
they
could
want.
have flowed better and storyboarded better, but they wasn't finna get a number two, so they couldn't do. They needed to do the prelude in the first movie. They needed to explain what happens to the spirit in the first movie. They needed to wrap it all up in one movie. And I'm glad
Yep,
we get longer form movies again, but eesh.
yep. They gotta make them fire though. Cause no, because like Avatar is a long ass movie. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting the whole way. The only one that felt like it was kind of dragging. Well, not like it was dragging. You know what I'm saying? But it was the one when the water one. I think that's the second one. The way of water.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
That one
yeah.
was it was super good. But then like I was under certain conditions watching this movie, right? And like I'm watching, noticing like this whole movie just swimming in the water. Like they just swimming. Like it was so much
Yeah,
B roll of the swimming and then swimming with the fish or whatever things is. It was just
like
the whole movie is swimming. You know what I'm saying? And then it was definitely a lot of unexpected. You know what I'm saying? It was
twists and
good. You
turns and
feel
shit.
me? It was some twists and turns. It was good. You know what I'm saying? But was swimming the whole movie.
Now it reminded me
Splashdown.
too of when you make a track and you really the little chorus that you do and you really hook, so you throw it in a
Yeah.
couple more times, like way that you harmonizing, so you fade the track out with you harmonizing just a little longer because you want to do it just that much longer. That's what it felt like
Yeah.
with all the B-roll. He's like, y'all don't understand how it is, how cool that they swimming in this water. I'm gonna make you watch. It seemed like he enjoyed it, that he was like, nah, I'm gonna have to make y'all enjoy it. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I basically drowned these people. You gotta watch this B-roll.
You gonna watch this B roll. You gonna get this.
That I definitely felt that, like, when I watched Avatar 1, I saw the point where it could have stopped, where I'm like, oh, movie 1 could have ended right here, and the fact that it keeps going is so fire. I'm so excited.
What part was that? What part you think it could have ended at?
Remember when they took, like, even the way that it ended, like, boom, it like faded to black and it just ended, and then it fades back in, and you see what is his name, Jake Sully. You see Jake Sully, and he's
Yeah.
like locked up. They have like his real body, like, and they took his real body away, because remember, everything was
Hmm.
moving in slow motion, all the music got so serious, and then boom, it faded to black, and it just held there for a couple seconds, and then fades back in, and he's just in the transport. It's Skyrim, bro. It fades back in, and you in the transport with all the other prisoners, and you're like, what you
Uh,
here for?
yeah. Was he? What does he say? Oh, and who are you? And then you go straight to the. Oh, that's such a legendary game, bro. Like I got it right now. I'm like doing the College of Winterhold quest line. I'm
Yo.
I'm doing like a pure like a mage build because you know what I'm saying. Because normally with games like that, I be going archer a lot. I don't know if I ever told you like when we started playing D&D.
Uh-huh.
But I be going archery a lot. I'll be choosing archery. I guess I like for Dragon Age Inquisition. I guess I really kind of started that. I
Okay,
chose an
okay.
archer. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like I mean, because I played Terraria, started playing Terraria. I was like, I'm gonna do like a mage type summoner build. You feel me? And then
Hey,
I got onto like
I didn't even know you
Skyrim. I
could
was
do
like,
that in Terraria.
nah, yeah, it's yeah. There's different type build. Well, it's like mage, summoner. You know what I'm saying? Then like range, and then you got like melee.
What the? I thought it was just like Minecraft.
Nah, bro, it's a lot more to it than nah. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like comparing it to Minecraft, it has all those concepts. It's like it's so much more of a game. You know what I'm saying? Like it has a
Yeah,
lot of like the lore. It's not like it's lore to it too. You know what I'm saying? It's like bosses you fight. You know all kind of weapons you can get, and it's rarity. Like you don't always you might play 10 years of Terraria and might not ever see a certain item. You know what I'm saying? Rare. It's not like
damn,
you
that's
just
like
get
with
whatever.
Animal Crossing, bro. Animal Crossing load. There's still. I had to basically cheat. I had to go to those little like lobbies that they have where they have all the items infinitely, and I had to go and
Yeah,
pick up dinosaur fossil that I needed to be able to, because there was only one dinosaur fossil that I was missing in Animal Crossing to finish my entire dinosaur collection, and I had to basically cheat to find all the fish and all the. When I played my original account, like I loved fishing and I loved doing all that, but no, it definitely is a grind. You got to do it at a certain time of the day, certain areas, even certain islands only have certain things. Like it's so extra what you have to do, and like you said, you could be playing all this time and never see certain things. Like wow, bro.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, yeah, so that's how Terraria is, though. And it's super good game. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has a lot more. It's very detailed. So much that you can find. Like you can really get lost in that game. And the building is its own thing. Like all mix and craft and different little type of crafting you can do with different type of tables. And like there's Sky Islands. You feel me? And I already mentioned
Hey,
bosses. You
yeah,
feel me? Like crazy bosses though. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of the Scottish, all kinds indicate certain. You know what I'm saying? There's like zombie raids. So like during like there's blood moons. During like the
blood
zombie
moons.
raid,
What?
like or it's like the goblin. Sometimes it's something called the Goblin Army. They attack, right? So they come and try the NPCs. You gotta like, and you're fighting them for a while until the whole army. You know what I'm saying? If it's just you, it can take a little bit because you might keep dying. Feel me? Um, there's different type of seeds you can run, different type of little game modes. It's like it's a pretty extensive game, bro. It's a lot to know and learn about Terraria. Like it's one of them games where it'd be helpful to like have a wiki right there next to you so you can know what everything is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's that deep and it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. So, but that's what got me started on the main. I was like, you know what? I just had the feeling like I want to play Skyrim. For some odd reason, I was able to download it. I don't know if I bought it before or something, but I was able to download it, the special edition on the P5. So I downloaded it and started playing that. And I was like, let me just go mage build and just kind of go crazy and just, and just learn, actually like experience the game. You know what I'm saying? Because one time I played it, my homie showed me this little glitch with this cube thing you get from somewhere in some book, and you got to have a house, and you can like keep doing this little thing over and over and over, and keep leveling everything up. You feel me? So I feel like I got too strong too early, so
yeah,
it,
like
it
you
was
fucking
hard. It was
cheese the game.
yeah. So when I remember was going to fight a certain boss, I couldn't beat him even though I was strong. He leveled with me. You know what I'm saying? So and then I probably wasn't even doing my build right. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm understanding when it comes to builds, shit back, and there's a lot of more to it when you build type of games. You feel me? But right
Yeah,
now, I've been on that Elden Ring. I did so much exploring with Elden Ring, but I'm still only 16% done with the game.
I'm glad you brought up Elden Ring, bruh. I mean, we can get into it a little bit more. We can even down to play. I could either
Hmm.
hit you with the Baldur's Gate experience, or we could just play it and not just be there. Like, cause I'm pretty sure we could play like they got. We could like basically play from the beginning together, and I could be like same
For
level.
real,
Yeah.
I ain't know all that. Let me tell you what happened with Elden Ring recently, though. So I'm playing Elden Ring. Let me tell you how I got so strong so fast, right? But I still feel underpowered. But like I'm strong early in the game. and I got some in-game stuff in my inventory only because I was playing Elden Ring. Right, this is just a couple weeks ago. I'm freshly started. I just beat the first two bosses. I ain't beat the tree sentinel yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over there in like the area you go once you get out that castle over there. But before I did that, I did a lot of other certain staff and a certain like certain there's a certain setup I already knew about because I watched some guide. You feel me? So I went to what I remember. You know what I'm saying? It's getting the meteorite. So I got the meteorite staff early, and I got the rock sling early. Before I should before I actually naturally go into those areas. Because I just kind of knew where to go. So I did that. Then I did all my progression, and then my homie calls one time, or it's Charles' brother. His name's Ant. He calls me. Um, he says, "You on Elden Ring?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want us to slide for you?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So him and his other brother, they got on the game and they started sliding with me, and we beat the witch. They beat the witch with me, and they ended up dropping. They didn't know you can drop, so they ended up dropping me so many golden runes and so much. You know what I'm saying? So like I was popping all these rooms, had like over like 200,000 something rooms from what they dropped. And they're trying to drop me other equipment, but like some of it I couldn't get, you know what I'm saying, or use, I guess, because I'm not there yet. But some I could use and get, you feel me? And I'm like, man, it's just fire. So they got, dropped me some swords, hella runes. So I was able to cheese the game a little bit like that. But I'm still exploring, trying to find other to set, you know, super strong for a mage. You know what I mean? Um, Before I keep progressing, like I got the whole map unlocked, but I'm still 16%
That's the
progression
key in those
done.
type of games, bro. It's like unlocking the whole map. But yeah, nah. They'll recognize that. They'll say like the game probably like unlocking the map is like 5% of finishing the game.
Hmm.
And I get you
Yeah,
because that's kind of the thing that with those games sometimes, especially with Elden Ring, is like I know what I want the moment that I touch down, so I'm sprinting towards that item. You feel me? Like the
yeah,
first couple times I did it, I went to go get the gut sword. You feel me? Like, and then after
yeah,
that, like you said, the meteorite staff or like any other like spell casting components that I knew that were good or that, or just like that. Like I already knew what spells to go for. For example, when I was trying to do the Son of Zeus build, like I made sure to do all the things that would give me lightning abilities or give me lightning styled items. That like I knew where I was going basically, and that kind of it does experience a little bit of like truly being role playing in that world.
yeah. Fine.
Before we
And
get
so,
too far from the
but
Elden Ring thing, it was
yeah.
announced that there is going to be an Elden Ring movie. And they actually showed the
Oh,
cast of everybody that is going to be in the Elden Ring movie. So let me pull up
ah,
that post and I'm going to send it to you. You got Facebook or should I just send this to you like in text?
I got Facebook. I got Facebook.
I was like, either way, I'll send it to you in text so it should just open up on the app.
Yeah, that's either way.
But yeah, nah, I didn't believe it because the homie who posted it, he like, not to say he falls for like clickbait, that, but he's the type of person to post like, oh, if they were to make a Elden Ring movie, this is the people they should cast, type of thing.
Yeah.
But no, this is legit. Like, let's share, copy link. It says Alex Garland's live action adaptation of FromSoft's masterful 30 million selling video game hits theaters March 3rd, 2028.
Oh, yeah, with the 2028 though.
It's filmed
Damn.
filmed for and will be released in IMAX. A24 said the production is already underway. So I'm finding out right now
Oh,
it's an A24 movie. So A24 Elden Ring, honestly, I might like the sound of that.
Kit Connor. I don't know who none of these people is.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who none of the is, but the homie was like, "Oh, I gotta watch it because they only casted baddies." And I'm seeing like
They
certain
feel,
characters like Kaylee Spaney. She's clearly gonna be the chick, who's like, oh, let me be your maiden. Havana Rose Liu is clearly gonna be Ronnie. The witch chick with the ice chick.
yeah.
Sonoya Mizuno. I feel like she's giving what's her name, the Melina, the Blades chick. But she could also be there's another chick who's, I don't know if you found her yet, but she's been hit by the Scarlet Rot, so she's basically missing an arm, and she's part of the Millennia quest line, basically. So it looks like that could be
Okay.
her. It could also be, the main wizard lady, the old lady. But I'm excited for this just for the simple fact of like, all the other Dark Souls and all like Neo. Have you ever played Neo, bro? Like this opens up the chance for us to get a Neo movie, bro.
I think I played Neo or heard of it.
What? Okay, well Neo basically, obviously now that I'm kind of thinking about it, maybe they might not ever make it because it is about a white man, but it's about a
Hmm.
pirate, and
Hmm.
they end up sailing too close to Japan while Japan is going through all the, and they end up getting caught in in their
Oh,
business.
Neo. I do know this
Yeah,
game. I
yeah,
do. Yes,
yeah. And you
yes.
find all the little spirits.
I haven't played it, but I definitely know of it.
Yeah, and it's a cool little storyline. It's a cool little redemption arc and saving the day, and it's got a cool little mechanic of the game, and it's something you can make a great movie off of. Like I played a few of the Elden Ring games, or a few of the Dark Souls games. Like Elden Ring has a story. Other Dark Souls games don't really have a story for us to go off of. That's why like the comic book of Dark Souls Mother of Mourning, like I was curious as to what it was going to be, cuz like Dark Souls and Elden Ring, they got a lot of lore, but until Elden Ring there was no cohesive story. In my opinion, it just kind of felt like nonsense, especially Dark Souls 3. Like it was just the fact of like the lore or the thing that you're building off of is that one person is meant to be king and you were reborn, with everything that lines up in the prophecy, so you have the best chance to be king as anybody else, and that's your goal, is to become the king. Like like Elden
Yeah.
Ring 2, maybe I need to replay it and pay attention to what they're saying in the beginning of the movie, beginning of the game cutscene. But yeah, for the most part, I have no clue what's going on in Elden Ring 2. I've never even been able to beat it. I can't find the ending. Because of the fact that I've been playing it with the DLC mixed in, I don't know what's the main quest and I don't know what side quest.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I haven't played. I haven't played. I started playing one. I didn't get too far. Um, I never played two or three. Because at first, what I was thinking about doing was playing the first three before playing this Elden Ring. But then
Mm-hmm.
I heard like you don't really got to do it because it's not no linear story. They
Yeah,
don't really
like it don't
connect
really
like that.
matter.
I'm excited for that movie too, though. That's gonna be fire.
And I'm dope. I'm excited. Like it sounds like it's gonna be crazy. It sounds like it's gonna be hella interesting. I'm curious as to what they're gonna do.
And that's the thing about games too. You mentioned that then they get sold 30 something million games. Like that's the thing about gaming. They selling because everybody gaming, but they selling millions of copies. You feel me? And then they still
Yeah.
buying. They still and they hear the game that was good, then they start to buy more. Like and then they got DLC. Like there's so much money in gaming, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So much money. Yeah, it takes a while to make a product, but once a product is here, it literally sells forever. You know what I'm saying?
Quite
You can
literally
keep
sells
doing
forever.
DLC
It sells itself
if it
practically.
if the game is good. All you gotta do is make the game, put it
Mm-hmm.
out, and shows,
Thing
of
too
course, the
is
soul.
like you can't try too hard. That's kind of the problem, because remember we were having this convo back around the time of like Black Myth Wukong. You feel me? Because the people who made Black Myth Wukong were basically like a small team of people who were all like homies, they're all cool with each other, and wanted to make a game, and they got together. And less than $100,000, or maybe a little over 100,000, they made Black Myth Wukong. And like Space
Hmm.
Marines, all these people got together. It was a small team, and it took them a long time to make the game, but they made Space Marines too. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
Concord. WB spent so much money on Concord that WB Games doesn't even exist anymore. They had to close down that whole, like, subsidiary basically of like all the they don't exist because they weren't profitable. They spent $1 million to make Concord. Nobody even played it. Nobody cared about it. I don't even know what it is. I don't even think you know what it is. Like, not even to put words in your mouth, but I don't think you know what it
Yeah, but
is.
no, no, no. I've heard about it, but I don't really know about it.
We've all heard
But it
about it,
sounds
but that's
familiar.
because everybody's talking about it.
Mm,
Because of the
it was
fact
that
that they said
bad.
they didn't like it, and they were like, "How did you spend $1 million to make this?" And then you look at Black Myth Wukong and you look at Space Marines, and they spent less than 100,000 or around $100,000 to make them. Like, and it was a
Damn.
small team of people. Where WB, like, that's a big company, that's a big group of people, that's a lot of mouths to feed. And this is what came out. Not to like diss them, indie games and certain different niche styles of games need to exist, and it's not like to bash the game or whatever. It's bashing the company. It's like nobody really wanted this. This ended up costing y'all so much, and then you ended up leaving all these people unemployed for one bad call. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're WB, bruh. Give us a PC
Yeah.
game or something. You know what I'm saying? Give us a Looney Tune. Like, you remember Lunatics? You remember the show Lunatics? Give us a Lunatics
I,
game.
yeah, that would be cool. That would be fire.
But people, especially like big companies, they're just scared to take chances because they don't know what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? And until
Yeah.
there's like a soft land point, they're not really gonna jump in when it comes to stuff like that. Because I hate to be that guy. TV is dead. Like we talked about it on the last episode, bro. Like we wanted to go to the Cartoon Network Hotel, and if you don't know what the Cartoon Network Hotel is, it's basically what I assume to be an old Cartoon Network like studio where they used to make cartoons that they
Nah, it was
converted
like it's nah.
into a
It's a
hotel.
nah. I think if I'm not mistaken, isn't it like a whole little universe like within the CN network or something?
No, like it was a literal like. Well, I think so. Like what you're saying, but now it don't exist. They closed the hotel down. It's turned into something different.
Oh, it's an actual hotel.
Yeah, like it was a hotel. Like it was actually like in PA or something. It was a lot closer to the East Coast than it was to us, or in the East Coast. But yeah, now they ended up closing. They got converted to some like Marriott or some like whatever type of 5-star hotel. But I mean, I'm not
Some
gonna lie.
bullshit.
The whole reason why I wanted to go to the motherfucker to that, the content I was gonna make out of it was how sad and depressing it looked. Like you look at the pictures, it looked sad. It looked depressing. It looked like what happened to America? What happened to games? What happened to cartoons? Like that's how I felt every
Yeah.
time I saw it. It really made me feel some type of way, and I wanted to go in hopes that we could revive that. You know what I'm saying? But it's gone, bro. Turned into something else.
No.
I
No.
wonder what they did with the entrance. I wonder what they did with all the bed sheets. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What
All
did
that shit,
y'all
bro.
do?
Literally.
What did y'all do?
So yeah,
But
seeing
yeah,
all this
man.
is fire. Like even with Bus Boys, David Spade and Theo Vaughn got to get together and make a movie. You have Markiplier making a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I love seeing this new resurgence of art. We needed this. We needed this renaissance. Like AI can create
Yeah.
things, but it can't create like what we're creating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for it can't really put it's not gonna it makes cool. It's like the emotion that we can throw in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they can't capture the emotion we can. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
that small details we can. You know what I'm saying? Because we live this life. Actually are living. We're in this plane. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yep.
like we know that better than anybody because we're here. You feel me? So AI can't copy certain. That's the emotional base of it. Just the fact that we feel. You know what I'm saying? Gives us an edge, especially for when it comes to like artistry and art. You know what I'm saying? You can really evoke emotion with any type of art medium. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these movies with Denzel so much. You know what I'm saying? What like even Bruce Lee and you know what I'm saying, and all the influence from our history, all the great people we know of. You know what I'm saying they
Yep.
knew how to evoke emotion. I'm saying,
Bring that
or
out
their
of you type
passion.
shit.
Exactly, their passion was burning so far, so much with whatever their goal was, or whatever
That you felt
their
what
whole
you were
life was
supposed to
about.
feel type.
Exactly, because they really stood on and believed what was talking about. You feel me? So it's pretty cool. Like but a machine not gonna do that because it can't it can it can't it don't feel nothing. It doesn't understand emotions unless they
Mm-hmm.
start to develop that type of consciousness. That's different. But artificial intelligence, they don't know nothing about no emotion, so they can make it cool.
They
You know what I'm
can,
saying?
mathematically explain emotion or what they think of it, but in reality,
But even the
because
thing
they
is,
never
even
felt
if
it. You know what I'm saying?
even if the AI created stuff is like impacting emotion, most likely because a human still prompted to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's still a human behind it prompting it to whatever it does. You feel me? So it's still coming from us. It just generate what we say.
exactly. We like I was telling and Olivia, like it's not gonna think by itself. You need to give it the thought,
Hmm.
but also if you don't, you also need to help it finish the thought. Like this is one thing I kind of wanted to talk to Olivia about, and I'm curious if she'd be down to hop on the pod to talk about it. Yeah, I was just long story short, I was playing D&D with ChatGPT again, but this time in the world
Hmm.
of JJK.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets stuck. Like I thought it was just because we were playing Star Wars and it was like a very metaphorical story with Star Wars. Nah, it just gets stuck sometimes. It doesn't. It doesn't. It can't continue the thought process, or it
Yeah.
can't get you past what's going on. You want to jump in for this, Your Honor?
Hey Apollo,
Hola.
how you doing?
Doing
Okay,
pretty well. How are you?
I'm great. I just wanted to pop in real quick and talk about AI because, where I work and I get to ask these awesome questions to
And also,
engineers.
what other pod they might recognize you from?
Oh, also, you would recognize me from caffeinated conversations. Um,
Hey.
well, what I have to say about AI is think about AI as like your like obviously it's a tool, but like think about it in the terms of your favorite band. Whenever you make something inspired by your favorite band, you yourself are making something, but you're taking little like bits and pieces from like your favorite artist or your favorite band. AI instead, if you tell them, "Hey, I want you to create a song inspired by," and you give them X band, they are going to create a song now that is going to sound a lot like, let's say, Prince. Instead, where you would have done something maybe more creative, you would have been inspired by Prince.
Hmm.
You're telling the
Not
AI, you're giving
replicated.
it a parameter of a make a song like Prince's songs. You get what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
oh wait, I cannot hear you. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying for sure, for sure. Because it's like when because basically it's like if a human, if you're inspired by an artist, you know what I'm saying, you'll take things of it, but you can still make it your own. You know what I'm saying? But if you're giving the AI the prompt, it's definitely gonna be like more just replicating what it knows. You know what I'm saying? Not really creating its own thing, just kind of replicating the sauce and presenting it to you.
Exactly. So AI is just the tool. Is just whatever parameters, whatever lines, whatever box you give it, it's gonna think within that box. If you tell it, hey, like AI does have 1,001 million things to think about. It really does. But it's adhered and it's made to figure out what's that one thing you want as the requester, as
Yeah,
as the person that it's trying to find the answer. It's trying to
yeah.
figure out what you want.
A teacher was telling me or telling the class recently, probably like last month, about like the AR tools are cool, but they are designed to make the user happy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Nah,
So
literally.
it's like, yeah,
And like there was another like I know you guys were also talking about how AI like well, not you guys, but I know on the podcast, the topic of AI being good or bad. AI is great for a tool. It is great to use. It is great to kind of help build the plan out or like build the ideas out. But AI is not gonna like it can't take over somebody's job because at the end of the day, AI can only think in the parameters you give it and it can't create new ideas. I think I also read
Yeah.
somewhere, I think it's Google. Google is rehiring a lot of their engineers right now because AI is no longer performing as well as they thought it was going to perform. Technically, right now, they're at like a 6% deficit in like where the engineers would be able to like what is it called bridge that gap. They tried to use AI for it. AI failed at that. So AI is
Mm.
brilliant. It's a wonderful tool, but as it like it's not going to take away jobs. People are trying to say it is or like mass hysteria, but
But it
reality
can't.
is it can't think like us. It truly cannot think like
Exactly.
us. But I don't know if any if the podcast got that because I started to talk to like I started to talk to Fex. But yeah.
I guess it should be good. If I can hear you, they should be able to hear you.
Yeah, basically. What should we call it? Yeah, nah. That tangent. I forgot. How we even got there.
You're playing D&D.
Oh, who was talking about the
Oh,
movies and the
uh,
emotional impactfulness? I'm saying how AI can't really capture that. I'm not sure what the initial trigger AI specific was, but that's what we was kind of talking about.
basically, yeah, that it couldn't like capture that emotion.
Hmm.
All right, now I gotta pull up this other thing that I was gonna send to you, bruh. This kind of like
Alrighty.
falls in the comic realm of everything.
Hmm.
Let me see. All right, there we go. Sent you the thing. What's crazy is that I skimmed this comic while we were at the comic book shop when I was with Olivia, and I looked at the exact scene that is basically showing you in this post that I sent you, and it didn't even like register in my mind. Cyborg has finally, in the comics, because they did it in the TV show once, but in the comics, Cyborg has been officially split into two entities. The robot side of himself and the human side of himself are no longer one. And I want to start off this topic by saying
What
call
the
him
fuck?
or the robot cyborg anymore because that's just the robot and that's just honor.
Yeah. So what he gonna do now?
You feel me? Like I
I
guess
thought
Cyborg
I,
was smart, but that's because he was attached to a supercomputer. You know what I'm saying?
he's smart now. This is the thing. Why do you think he wanted to get split up so bad?
I think he still no like pause. I think he still had meat, Your Honor. I don't think like I don't think that.
No, I'm just saying they probably split him and this. He because he trying to get the digs in or something. He's like, bro, I can't do this as a robot. I gotta go human.
Yeah, literally, I need that other end, Your Honor. Because yeah, I honestly I don't know why. I have no clue as to why they like decided to split Cyborg like this. Like there was character
I,
development in the like in the show when he was a kid. Now he a grown ass man and like multiple times have leaded groups of people to save the universe. Like why he want to be split now?
yeah, like you got all. You just want to go back normal. It's too late for all that. We still need you, but I guess he can quit and just let all the
I was gonna say especially
let
now
the.
too, because I think even Nightwing like is no longer a part of any of that. Like hold on. Where was I sent it to you in text? Obviously, it's not gonna pop up. Let me see. Because what is this whole monologue? He says. Okay, so he says, and I quote: "In the aftermath of the Omega tournament, which is DCKO, I found myself supercharged with something that we're calling Alpha Energy. Okay, yeah, that's the energy that Superman created, and
Mhm.
it's Superman, alongside with the person they call Time Trapper, which is basically Doomsday, they created Alpha Energy, which is the antithesis to Omega Energy, which is what Darkseid uses. So he said, I don't know if it was a reaction to the mother box in my hardware, but the energy tore me in half, then completed us both. Whatever the Alpha Energy did to my machine self did to him more powerful than ever before. Not even I know his limits. When I woke, I could see it in my eyes, his eyes. We could not compete.
Compute.
Oh, compute. It's because I zoomed out and immediately started going to the other just to see what was going on. So I get that in a sense because
I need more. I need more. Where is it? Is this out yet?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find what it is. I think it's New Titans. In the DCKO tournament, to defeat Darkseid, Superman had to basically do what Darkseid did. So one thing that made Darkseid so powerful is the fact that he created a thing, or he spread the Omega Energy. He always had Omega Energy. He been created it, but now he spread it to be able to seed an entire universe, and then with that to be able to like control that universe basically, and like pull energy from that. So think of it like if you watch Young Justice, you know the Young Justice who were like the chaos magic. The more chaos there was in the world, the stronger their magic. That was kind of the idea of what Darkseid was doing with the Omega Energy. The more chaos and the more Omega Energy that swelled in the absolute universe is the stronger that Darkseid would get. So Superman realized the only way to defeat Darkseid is to do the same thing. Now, a problem happened. One, he didn't want to impose his will on his universe. Not only would that cause it to grow too fast, but he felt like he was no better than Darkseid by making you into what he wants you to be, not letting you become what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, that's kind of what the Alpha Energy permeates. It's like making you, like letting you have full free will and reign over your future and destiny. Where Omega Energy, you know, just like the anti-life equation, it's all about control. It's all about, you know, setting things straight.
Who did the Alpha Energy universe?
Alpha Energy universe is Superman, and we don't know what's happening yet. We don't know where Superman went, and we don't know what's going to happen.
When they made a universe?
Yeah, at the DCKO number 5 explains it, but basically when he was fighting Darkseid, the energy of the fighting that they were doing was so strong that it was birthing baby universes. But to be able to tap into the power that he needs to, this Alpha Energy, he had to create his own universe, like his own separate universe, and that's the universe that he pulls energy from. So that's like the Alpha universe, the same way that the Absolute universe is the Omega universe. So we don't really know where the Alpha universe is or what even happened. We just know that it did confirm that certain storylines were going to come back. For example, Batwoman, Deathstroke, Lobo. You know, there were certain people that Superman gave a chance, like basically a redemption arc. Like he gave them a chance to have their own storyline and get to have their own character development and growth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And even with the disappearance of Superman, we got the reappearance of Superboy Prime, which is basically a version of Superboy from like the 80s and the 90s that has been basically like backlogged ever since then. You know, he's been on the sidelines. We have Jonathan Kent, that version of Superboy, his son, he got aged up. Long story short, he was kidnapped, he was lost in space, and then when he came back from being lost in space, he was aged up by like 6 to 8 years, and he was grown. Damian Wayne, the son of Batman, has not been aged up. He's still, quote unquote, the correct age of the universe, eye roll. So he's still a kid. What they did in the comics was they had future Superboy go back to get current day Superboy, so the younger version of himself could have a chance to live and get to live his own life versus be trapped and, you know, forced to time skip and then be grown. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are ideas of the way that the alpha energy has been permeating and not only affecting our universe, but the other universes as a whole. Because we can only assume that, you know, DC Next Level is... Because since, again, DC All In is the current version of the universe that we're in. You know what I'm saying? New 52 was another universe. That universe kind of died and exploded, and then we had the Rebirth, and then that died and exploded, and then we had Dawn of DC. You know, like, that's kind of the way that DC works, is they kind of do like a reset every once in a while.
Yeah.
Next Level is like a baby reset, while all the other issues like Flash and Superman and Batman and his name, Aquaman, like, you know, Justice League, all these stories that have already been ongoing, they're going to continue in that main line and maybe one day end and then phase into the Next Level version, or those two will go hand in hand, which they've done before and is so weird and confusing. But always in the end, they end up phasing into the next one. So DC Next Level is where we're going next. At some point, DC All In, where we're at right now, DC All In will end and DC Next Level will take over. When that point will come, we don't know. But for now, that's where we're at.
Okay,
a little lore dump of the current state of DC. But yeah, that's kind of, you know, the idea as to why Cyborg has the alpha energy and why maybe that would have caused, because if you think about it, Cyborg in the new versions of, like, you know, how DC goes in the new lore, he's integrated with the mother box / father box, and those are created by Darkseid. That's his technology, and that's, you know, powered by Omega energy. So of course, if the other half of Cyborg is charged with alpha energy, which is the new energy made by, you know, Superman, it makes sense that these two versions of himself would, like, split, like, you know, like, kind of push apart, repel from each other like a magnet. That kind of makes sense, but it's just so weird how it was done. It's very, like, quick and out of nowhere. Like, I sent you the comic. It's not even the main part. It kind of happens towards the middle or towards the end of the issue is where Cyborg shows up and explained what happened to him, and they kind of, you know, are rocking with him and fighting against the robot version of himself. That's basically like the Terminator, at least from what I'm seeing.
I hope that. So okay, so he do got the power. So he can harness the Omega. No, he can harness the alpha energy as a human.
Okay, so the human version of himself does have powers. So what is he like?
I'm
Goku
asking.
now or something?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I don't know.
I don't even know. Because again, like, what made Cyborg a little different was the fact that he had the supercomputer. That's what also made him super smart. So if you take that away from him, is he still smart, or is he just a football player again? Is he just a strong, a normal dude? Like,
oh, see, I'm seeing the comment. I just opened it. I'm just skimming through it.
Yeah, me too. This is all the weird things happening with the story, because it's like the thing that is with this a little bit is the fact that Jonathan Kent, you see him right there, he's in the blue suit, like he's in his Superman suit. How is he there but also in the other comic where he saved the younger version of himself? He's still in that comic taking care of the younger version of himself. So how is he in two comics at the same time that are basically happening at the same time? Did, like, a time paradox happen? Like, I'm not reading them, so maybe there is an explanation as to what's going on. Maybe he just dropped them off and then left. But if Jonathan Kent is Tomorrow Man but also still Superman on the New Titans, how does that work?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with comics sometimes, with their continuity. Sure, they work a little bit harder and they don't fall victim to deadlines in the same way that manga artists do. But what are we talking about? Like, what is up with this continuity? What is up with this story? You know what I'm saying? How does any of this make sense? And no offense to Cyborg, if he's just a human now, why do we got
What you
him
doing?
around? Yeah, like,
Yeah, what you doing here? What you doing here, my boy? You can't even hang with us no more. Can't even get out there. Yeah.
he wanna hang
You
with
got
Ravage. He wanna hang with Ravage.
that's such the perfect. I'm so happy she made this. Like to this day, I haven't even heard the full song. All I've heard is different clips, memes. Just
Yo,
like I'm happy that that song was made, bro. Like that's an anthem for even. You know what I'm saying? For
nah,
real,
for
for
real, for
real.
real.
Like he wanna hang with it. Yes, sir.
he wanna.
He wanna hang with it. Yeah. Sing that. I
All
gotta
right,
go to a concert just for that. What's up?
nah, for real. I was gonna say we gonna get off on a million tangents. We got quadrillion topics for days, and we could talk about anything and everything. But we gotta talk about the true topic of the day. While Derek is gone, you know what I'm saying? We can sneak it in. What
Let's do
is
it.
going on with the One Piece, bro? The last I heard, Loki
Ah,
turned into Jormungandr, and he's a giant dragon and going kaiju mode. That's the last thing that I
yes,
remember.
yes, yes. So One Piece going crazy. Okay, One Piece going crazy. But let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. And just pull some things up here, man. Let me go ahead and do that, man. This one's stupid. Okay, so I remember you saying something about Usopp giving some speech, right? To
Mm-hmm.
Emo. Apparently that is true. Yeah. So he was talking a little Emu, right? And then so yeah, what's name did turn to Yarmingandr. You feel me? Um, eventually, long story short, bro, what's the name starts fighting Luffy and Yarmingandr. They fighting the little emu.
Gunko.
Before that, yes, before that. Did I tell you? So, cause you know about the reversal Dami, right? And how he'd be changed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They figured out apparently how to reverse that as well. So they know how to turn to normal now.
Okay, okay.
So what they've been doing is basically chop heads off, and they just come back to normal.
Okay,
But
okay.
Chopper for some odd reason, all he got to do is touch him. No, it's either Chopper or Frankie. No, yeah, Chopper. I think it's Chopper. He all he has to do is touch him, and then they go back to normal. They don't got
What? How?
yeah. It doesn't explain how. It hasn't said about that. You know what I'm saying? But he touches them, and then for some odd reason, they're back to normal. So it could be something with like I'm assuming there's something with his fruit. You know what I'm saying? As far as Chopper's fruit and what it really is, or I'm saying
Yeah, like how it
that gives him the
works.
ability to do.
Cause I mean, it is a human fruit. So like to go full conspiracy, let's say it like this: if Emu's fruit turns you into a devil, and technically that happens by him touching you, then Chopper's fruit is so unlocked. He's never really dealt with anybody other than a human. What if Chopper's able to touch animals and other like weapons and turn them into humans now? Because everybody's fruit, you know what I'm saying? When they unlock it to a certain level, you can touch and change things. Maybe that's what's happening with Chopper right now, is the fact that like they're getting locked in this devil contract or being turned into something else, and he's bringing the human back out of them, or he's turning them back into humans with his human fruit.
Yes, that's definitely a solid theory too, because that would make perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Because the same way we didn't know about the Hito on me, or no, yeah, uh Luffy's fruit, what it really was until when they get
Mm-hmm.
spoke on that. So let's see. Trying to go find that specific chapter where when they talked about it. Where is it at? Where is it at? That first, yeah, Zoro and them was just and
Like
but came back
permanently.
to normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they kept healing.
But
Remember you was telling me that.
okay, okay. I'm just trying to make sure it was Chopper actually doing it. Yep, it is Chopper. Yep, Chopper was doing it. He slapped face and he went back to normal, and then he started touching everybody else. No, no, did he? And
I'm dead.
and then you know that happens, and right after that, that's when Gonko is face to face with Nika and Loki. Luffy and Loki. He gets him with the dominant reversal. End up getting them both, but it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And he says, as expected, you are both. But before that happens, you know what I'm saying, Luffy starts doing a barrage of Don Gatling, and then Loki says, get off, and then, Emu's over here, you know what I'm saying, hoes all in him. And then Loki hits him with the Ragnar, and then puts Gonko into some ice and freezes him. You feel me? But Emo still is able to get out of that. Gonko's still trapped in the ice. Emu goes back to the Holy Land. He dissipates back to the Holy Land. You feel me? You got the Holy Knights. They got metal hearts too. They discover they have metal hearts. Yeah. So they have metal hearts. I guess they figured out the certain hockey too. That can actually damage them as well. So whatever god hockey is needed for, they ended up using, if I'm not mistaken, to damage the other guys, because Saint Saturn's all in pieces. You know what I'm saying? But like, but yeah. So let me get to the. So Nika goes back to the Holy Land. He tells his boys, he said, I will be leaving for a lot. I will be leaving the Holy Land for a time. You know what I'm saying? And then he's all coughing blood. He's all, and they saying Great Emo, you can't do that. Da da da. Are you sure? Blah blah blah. He says, um, he said he's telling him you should not. They saying you should not leave Pangea Castle. We can send a Navy admirals from headquarters to Elbaf. Da da da. Um, he said no. Just count the number of situations we're dealing with right now. There's too much going on. Then we should head into the field again. That's what old dude is saying. Um, so on and so forth. And then he
Yeah.
said all will be. He said all is preordained. Is what Emo was saying. You know what I'm saying? Even talking about like like he's having flashbacks of what's his name, Zebek, Roger, the kids. You know what I'm saying? Harold, Whitebeard. He's saying all, saying, you have searched the whole world. It seems Neptune had a daughter. They stole the devil fruit. What's in Elbaf? We found out the pirate captain of the mist. He is Loki's hairy son. Whitebeard protected him. Who is it? Monkey D. Luffy. Da da da. He's basically saying how like Luffy, Loki, and all these people with D are connected. He's reminiscing on that. All this D, because apparently what people think, so with Joy Boy and Davy Jones, um apparently like Davy Jones is probably the person who was ruling the earth before Emu. I'm saying that's why
Okay.
he hates
Okay.
D so much.
Yeah.
But
He's the original
he's
king
saying,
or whatever.
yeah, he's saying all is preordained. He had a flashback. He said it all began long before this. And then he starts charging up his little teleportation. He
Yeah.
said, the Holy Land I leave to thee. What he leaving? He said, and they saying, but great Emu, da da da, this, that, and the third. And then he teleports to Elbaf, right? And then skip on. Then he gets there, bro, and it's like crazy. Nobody felt this hockey like this. A whole like pentagram thing opens up in the sky. He comes down,
What
and
chapter is
everything
that? Let me
around.
see this.
This is chapter 1179.
Okay. This is the chapter right before the last chapter that came out, which is 1180. Filling everybody in
Yep.
who isn't aware. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me know when you're there. It's page 12 for me where I'm at as far as him actually being there. And then as you can see, like his surroundings, it's awakened because all his surroundings, all the trees, everything comes alive and turns into like little devils. Like all the houses, anything he's around turns to devil. Inanimate objects too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the little steel hard.
Yep.
Yo,
And
the
then you got the
black
houses.
lightning is so crazy.
Yeah, but it's like really like black flames for real though. That's like black flames. And
What the
so it's some
fuck?
new pop. You finish seeing the next chapter. It's some new power thing he uses called Omen. You know what I'm saying? It's like an energy system, similar. That's like hacking Omen. That is what he's using. A technique nobody knows about.
Yeah.
You see that
Damn it,
pentagram and see how
Luffy's in man mode right now.
You feel me? So you see that he pops down. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Oh yeah, and they're like
Everything's
singing.
changing.
All the trees are like, what the houses?
Yeah, they all turn into
So
that.
it's
Yep.
also like, if you think about it, it's kind of like even Big Mom's power, but like the darker, evil version of Big Mom's power. You know?
And that's happening too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just there. You know what I'm saying? His existence is doing, and then the king of the world, Saint Nerona Emu, is here. You know what I'm saying? You go to that next chapter. That's crazy. He's just
The
he
Great One.
instantly.
Don't tell me he came here in person. Someone's on the castle spire, and we see it. Oh, so that's why there's like that weird cloak over him at all times, because of like this weird aura of just blackness. World government creator, one of the first 20 ability, Devil's Fruit star. Akuma. Devil is written here entirely in katakana, whereas it's typically written with kanji for normal devil fruits. King of the world, Saint Nerona Emu. So now my other question too that I kind of have, it's shaken up a little bit now that we see this person, but hear me out.
Yeah.
Do you still believe the theory that that could be like Vivi's like mom, or like, you know, the original Nefertiti? You feel me? Because remember how he used to get mad whenever he would hear that name, like, and people
No,
had
no,
a
that's what I'm
theory
saying.
that like he stole
I
that
don't.
body.
He probably did steal the. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? But
Uh-huh.
there's definitely some connection with the Nefertiti people. Because recently I was reading over a chapter when I was reading that chapter again when I think it was just 2 days ago when they was questioning they was talking to no it was, I wasn't even reading, it was like somebody did a meme, or not a meme but like a little video thing on Instagram, but it was about that chapter and I was watching it, and it was talking about like, the D clan, what's the name, was saying like a little bit about the D clan, that wretched clan, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the letter came from Queen Lily, but he never said her name. Full name is Nefertiti D Lily. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's still
Uh-huh.
so it's something with the letter D. Like it had to be the reason why he don't. We don't know the reason why they don't so much. You know what I'm saying? But this was years ago. You feel me? Because he's been around for so long.
Ooh. Uh-huh. And there's one thing that I want to kind of point out that I think is seen. So the chapter is called Omen, but they put an asterisk on it because it is read as Omen, but the kanji parallels as Haki and could also be read as Maki, which means demon aura. A little shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Maki from JJK. That's dope that her name means demon aura. That also makes sense as to
Mm-hmm.
why, you know, she became demon aura when she like leveled up. But that is again, it could be, you know, that could be maybe where they get the name for hockey, and, you know, and all those different types of powers and abilities. So
You
now,
see you
with the idea of the first 20 too, like, I'm curious as to what that means. The first 20 what? The first 20 people? The first 20 like leaders? Like, what's going on?
remember the reverie is 20 nations, right? They all meet.
Ooh,
So that's
okay.
he the one who remember he the one who started the world government since then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With these 20 nations, or you know what I'm saying, but if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
But you see them and realize their fingers are cut off, legs are getting cut,
Like, don't get in his way. Like, we don't know what's up.
but he don't even notice. They don't even know they're getting cut. Me, and then he
What's
ah
crazy though that I kind of want to point out again, what does that mean for Zoro? Does, like, why did he not Zoro like everybody else? Why did he kind of just like shrug Zoro off like that, or, you know, not really put too much effort and kind of like
nah
take
he
him?
he Zoro blocked a little bit. You know what I'm saying, with the sword, and then it though. You feel me? But he was.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, the way that he hit everybody else and the way that he attacked everybody else. It was very clear cut, and it was very like in
But
this type of attack.
remember,
Where for Zoro, he he left too much margin for survival is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
does that mean Emu was really scared of Zoro for real? Like Zoro could have really did something to him and he was trying to get Zoro to stay away from him? Or is Emu just trying to let Zoro survive because he knows he needs Zoro for something? And I don't mean like to be on his side, but I mean like
Yeah.
if Emu stops Luffy and them too early, he's not gonna get what he wants. Type of thing.
Yes. Crazy. I
That's
think we
kind
was
of the
gonna
same Shanks, like not to, cut over you real quick, but I just remember that. Like that was a weird thing that we thought about with Shanks for the longest was like, yo, how come he he said he could have helped or he said he could have stopped certain things or he said he could have, intercepted or whatever, but he didn't move or he didn't care to do anything until a certain point, until a certain thing, and then he was like, yeah, all right, let's start now, let's get into the play. Like, why is that? Like, that was very weird of how he's like what do they know? What do they know? Because even Jinbei's like, hey, bruh, I'll help, but for the most part, I'm gonna stay out the way. I'm gonna just let whatever happens because I want to see it with my own eyes. Like, it's gonna play out, and I want to see it play out. Like, oh, bruh, what does that even mean? And why do so many of these people like act upon it like that? Again, Emu, why would he, bruh? Why would he not make sure Zoro was there? Why would he not snatch his ass up? Why would he not grab all three of the blades on his swords and crush them in his hands? Like, this person. Why would he not do these things? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If
I
your
get
enemy and probably one of the biggest threats is right there in front of you and you could do something, you're flicking a booger at him and hoping that the booger is going to explode. You feel me?
I think he's just not worried about little Zoro and little Sanji. I think he's trying to go. I think he's trying to go pack up Loki and what's his name right
Yeah,
now
and
because
Luffy and shit.
I think he's trying to go pack them up right now.
Because, yeah, I'm seeing that they, like, split up or whatever when he met up with who is Summers.
Yeah,
This is the first time I'm hearing they're meeting this person. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like also he waited all this time to really show us what Emu looked like because he wanted to come up with something that everybody fear, you know what I'm saying, and respect. So that's another question. Does that mean Emu name and that one dude who used to be a part of what's his name's crew? You know what I'm saying? With Black Angel Wings, are they the same race?
Oh, nah, I don't know.
Or does that mean, like, because again, the same way that Emu kind of does look, feminine and kind of does look like, Vivi, does it mean that he's been, like, collecting all these different, like, things and, like, making them a part of himself? You know what I'm saying? Like say, for example, you make a deal, we make a devil contract. Like, say if we're doing a D&D campaign, right? And your family made a devil contract that's deeper than just selling your soul. Instead, you sold your bloodline or you sold a physical part of your DNA. If you think about it, that's like a metaphysical manifestation or a thing that's like metaphorically that you could take, but it also can be taken in so many different ways and forms. And at least with Emu, we see that his devil contracts are absolute. So who knows, he could have made a devil contract with one of those people who is that race, or even like with the Buccaneers, like the same race as Kuma, and he said like, hey yo, if you don't succeed on your end or when you die or whatever, ends this contract, I get that genetic mutation, I get that ability from you, or I get that whatever,
Mm-hmm.
when you die or whenever you fail or you let me down or maybe, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just know I can't wait to see, bro. Like, exciting, bro. What I'm thinking though, I think because now we know there's a whole other power scale. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're strong, obviously, right? But I think his time is limited. Like, he's not gonna be there that long. He probably got like 5 more minutes, you know what I'm saying, or something like that to even be there. You know what I'm saying? Since it's such a
Yeah.
big deal. But the way he was talking in a prior chapter, like he may be gone for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because he
see,
said I'm
look,
gonna be gone for.
even Sanji, bro, I finally scrolled down to that part. He booted
Mhm.
Sanji, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I'm thinking they strong enough though. You get what I'm saying? Like they strong enough to just not get just one shot at like everybody else. You feel me? 'Cause they are on a different
yeah,
level.
but like,
I'm just I, I see what you're saying though. 'Cause I thought that too when I was reading. I'm like, bro, you can just easily pack the same way he packed everybody else up. But I'm thinking like they're strong enough to like you know how to like they know how to like how you say it. They're strong enough to survive what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? They put in counters if they don't just die. You feel me? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he's able just to chop them up like he was able to just chop everybody else up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um,
Like he'd have to also exert force to cut through their hockey, and he knew that he had something more important to do, so he was
he,
type shit.
yeah,
Okay, I can
he
see
ain't there to
that.
waste time. You feel me? Well,
Yeah.
not to say like cause like but trust me, I agree with you though, cause like I'm like, damn, I thought it was when I first saw someone pull up like that, I thought it was over for bro. You know what I'm saying? Because and all these little comments and little on the internet, it's like I keep seeing headlines. It's over for the trash hat. The straw hats are done. It's over for the straw hats. This that, and the third. So I'm going there reading
I
this chapter,
well,
thinking this like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was
because
over,
again, you were
but
really
he
excited to get to these other parts, so you did skip over the Usopp, thing. And
oh,
even Luffy,
yeah,
I
but
saw
Usopp.
Luffy in this weird mode.
No, see the
What the fuck
Usopp
was
thing
that?
though.
Like, what?
Thing. Which word mode?
Like he looked all weird. He looked all like
Oh,
shadowy and like,
he
was that him or was Imu? I'm confused. Who was that?
oh like that dark. That's no. So the dark figure, Nika.
Yeah,
He looked like a silhouette.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a manifestation of a nightmare. So one of the saint the knights, his power is to he can make like I guess whatever dreams or nightmares of kids. So he can make nightmares like come into reality, right? So what he did was like all the kids like at that day or whatever, all the kids wrote down their biggest and he just
Yeah.
manifested all of those. So all those things you saw was something that the kids drew prior to that day. He just manifested all of their biggest fears, and one of them was Nika, like evil Nika. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
He
huh.
fears
Uh-huh.
Nika, and so that's how the evil Nika came to be. That wasn't
Okay.
Luffy.
Okay. Okay. See, look, that
That was
confused me.
that was.
Like, I don't
But
know
yes, I'm
nothing about
saying that.
that.
But the Usopp speech that happened like prior though. That's nowhere near where we at. Like that happened like a couple of chapters ago. That's why I was confused.
Didn't it happen with something with Brooke or something was happening to Brooke?
Brooke knows who Gunko is. Apparently, Gunko is a princess, and Brooks was like that was somebody he really was very fond of. Like
Uh
he
huh.
owes his life to that dude. Saying
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what Brooke was saying to Gunko, and that kind of made Gunko freeze a little bit. You know what I'm saying, and get conscious a little bit. But then dude took over even more. You feel me? As
Yeah.
far as
Yeah.
the I was just trying to find where that's exactly at, but that's a little minute before
Before Emu
that
really
fight.
showed up for real.
No, Emo was already there. Oh, well, Emo was there as what's his name, and he was,
Yeah, like
and
talking
then
through them and shit.
trying to figure out where I'm trying to find where exactly is that at. I'm looking right now. Where did it was when did Usopp get his speech? The exact moment. Okay, here goes Brooke saying it because her name is Princess Shuri.
Wakanda
She
forever.
said, yeah, yeah. Uh, she was like, he was like, Brooke is saying, blah blah blah. Is that Princess Shuri? Even if you're not the same person, you must be blood relatives. Yes. If she were still alive, she'd be nearly 80 years old after a while, and she certainly couldn't recognize me. Not in the state I'm in now, but your face, your blue hair, your mismatched eyes, the Holy Land, and your love for my music. All of it aligns perfectly, doesn't it, Princess Shuri? I never wanted to think of you again for the rest of my life. Not the father killing princess. The life you stole away belonged to the man who I own everything. And then like then she was like and then dude was like Gunko, is that memory coming back? And then he just went harder on her. She yelled out run Brooke, but still sent the attack because she got no control.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm
She couldn't
saying?
stop it.
And I'm thinking the and a little bit after this.
Cause yeah, they're like yelling at Gunko.
Oh, that's Brooke yelling at Gunko for sure.
Nah, it's Usopp.
Oh, it's right here. It's right here. It's 1177. Uh so so You have to run away. I did this on your own for personal reasons. She's a danger to us. You expect me to run and leave a friend behind, Brooke, a real world. I guess I don't know how they ended up together, but she says, you expect me to run away and leave a friend behind, Brooke, a real warrior doesn't run away. I've been dreaming of this place for years, and I'm not going to humiliate myself here. More importantly, I'm furious. You see, Brooke, these guys are disrespecting Elbaf, sneaking around, kidnapping children. You attack the kingdom with monsters rather than using your own strength, taking over the minds of proud noble warriors. Your plan is scummy, cowardly, and cheap. Shame on. And then he gets hit, and he gets back, and he says, "Huff Huff, Elbaf is a warrior nation that have lived by their sword and shields. Their sword and shields, and their very lives. If you want to rule over them, at least have the pride to fight them head on, you coward." And then he shoots. He said, "One who rules does not sully their hands with such torty matters." And then he hits him with a skull blast, grass. And then that's when Luffy pulls up now with Loki. It's over. Yeah. It's chapter 1177. That pull up is fire.
Yeah, so damn, if you think about it, maybe what it ended up pulling up because Usopp disrespect
And um,
basically nuked his ass. Alright, so hear me out, bro. Hear me out. I keep it in these goddamn comments because I saw like a post that was obviously like a meme, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be clickbait. Motion between two figures. But I keep hearing about JJK modulo UG, JJK modulo UG. He's if he can't be JJK modulo UG, I don't want to hear it. Like what I know you've been tapped in with that a
look,
little
look,
bit.
look,
What's up
look.
with this
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
JJK
tell you this.
modulo UG?
I'm gonna tell you this. Uh, who is Gojo and who is Sukuna? And I've been trying to join a bandwagon like that though, but like, bro, it's like one of my favorite. Like, I just like how he is right now. The modular Yuji is. I'm mad 'cause I want to see like what can he really do. You
Because
know what I'm
it's
saying?
already over or something?
I think it's over, fam. I don't think they're gonna make any more chapters. You know what I'm
Because
saying? And look, as
at
of I
least
know
from what
right
I was
now,
looking for, like, or when I clicked on chapter 25, the first double spread page made it look like it was over. You know what I'm saying? Like towards a better future, whatever.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you. That's not even all I'm gonna tell you. Like on his nuts, it's valid, bro. No Diddy, no homo. I'm not gonna lie because like oh, bro, like his energy proficiency, his current energy proficiency is crazy. It's like it's no latency. He has full control over everything. His regular dismantle is like a nuke already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not even like not even cleave or nothing, just dismantle. Boom. It's like he's over there leveling a city. You know what I'm saying? And like his blood nipple crazy. You know what I'm saying? He wiped out a whole building being outside the in his building. He handles all of them with blood manipulation. He like Flash, obviously holding back tremendously, and then
yeah.
he ends up in the soul realm, right? And sees the his worst nemesis, the human spirit. I forgot his name. Oh, Mahito. He
Uh-huh.
sees him because they need Mahito for like a certain plan they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say too much in case you get to read it. You know what I'm saying? But like
Uh-huh.
Mahito gets all you know what I'm saying? Because Yuji's like, nah, this Ashka, you gotta basically beat his ass. We gotta beat his ass, and he gonna do what we say. You gotta subjugate
Mm-hmm.
him. You know what I'm saying? Then he kneels down. He's like, you ready to go? And then that's when old dude does like a his domain expansion in the soul plane. Remember, he's the like basically the controller of all souls because like that's his power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're in the whole soul plane. That's like an infinite plane, right?
Soul
Uh,
plane.
usually and then Yuji with precision basically cleaves the entire soul plane with his hands in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Without no domain expansion, no nothing, just a cleave. He's chopping the soul plane.
Yeah,
You
no,
get what
that's
I'm
cool as
saying?
fuck. That's
Bro, like I'm gonna send you this panel, fam. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm finna send it to you so you gotta see this at least. This might make you want to read it, bro. Like
Cause
I'm
yeah,
like,
looking at the
whoa.
cover and looking at some of the stuff that I've been seeing, I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
No, no, bro. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Oh, there's actually finna be more.
Plus, it's because I got so much to read right now. You know, I'm in the comic realm. Like, we can have, like, you know, not to break the fourth wall, but we can have convos like this where y'all fill me in and it makes good content and also fills in everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to show you this panel though. Boruto getting crazy too. Not gonna lie too.
Allegedly, Jay was going to see if he could pop up and get on today. So if Jay can log in, you know, anytime later today, because he does get off of work either now or in the next hour. So maybe if he'll hop on, you know, pause, he'll get in here and we could talk about some Boruto too. Cause yeah, little homie was telling me the same thing, but he was saying One Piece was where the real fire is at. IMU and everything going on is where the craziness is happening.
Okay, so this is like a okay, so I'm gonna send you I'm gonna have to screen record it. I'm gonna send it. Okay. I'm gonna start from here. Boom. Boom. He gets hit. Boom. This is a tire soul plane. Boom. Boom. Bam. Easy. Oh my God. The entire soul plane. All right.
So
Now
what?
he walked his ass down for sure, for sure. Let me go ahead and send you this info. You gotta see that. But I was like, bro, like I need to see more. Even the alien longest.
Their version. What's his name? Not Mizuki. Why do I almost say Maharaga? You, what's his name? Oh, I forgot. Momoshiki.
Oh,
Is their version of
I don't
Momoshiki?
know, bro. No, I wouldn't even say that. You know what I'm saying? Like the alien dude. But he manga and he learns RCT. He learns his reverse. Like he can start combine. He's learned. His power is light and basically darkness. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't know about the dark. You gotta say too much, bro. But he's fighting Raga and
Dead, yeah. No, you just turned everything into grid paper, Your Honor.
Cleve. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even say nothing, and he got his hand in his pocket. Get what I'm saying? He ain't have to
But
like
that's
do no
also like, if
swiping
you
or
think
nothing.
about it, like, you know, that's very reminiscent to like Glade, but like that's very reminiscent of how he was like casting jutsus using only one hand and also using other people's hands. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
Yuji having his hands in his pockets, he can sneak trigger his ability without really, like, you know, giving away any signs. You feel me? He can hit the hand signs and
People,
make it quick. And like,
maybe I
also,
don't,
it
man.
also is like reminiscent of what we learned in the beginning. You know, like Gojo told Yuji from a long time ago, like at some point, like the realms or the rules of how a domain expansion will not matter because you can shatter it from the inside, the outside, from any, you know, position. Like, but right now you need to understand it's weaker from the outside, stronger on the inside, but either way it can be broken for you to get out or get in. You need to always remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Never think that there is no exit And yeah, no, like very quickly and slowly over time, you saw how he evolved to that not being a limitation of how he thinks.
Yeah.
Because you saw
And
like that
remember,
limit, like that limit me hella, like that episode in the newest season where he fought the receipt dude, like, you know,
mm-hmm.
that was it didn't really shine that much as it did in the manga of like the reason why he chose that area and the reason why he fought like that was 100% because he thought his domain was broken because he couldn't close the bubble. No, your domain is OP because you don't need a bubble. That is the most OP and like he just didn't know that. He wasn't aware of that, and that wasn't a thing that they taught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's tough, bro. It's tough, bro. Because how do you say it? Like the Yuji. Okay, so first of all, he don't even age. You know, what I'm saying? He had all this time to refine his strength. Right? He chose. He chose to. He weak because he's so strong, so he chose to stop. Dude, he did his own thing because he's like, bro, I can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. Y'all
Yeah.
ain't gonna let y'all depend on me. You
Because
feel
we
me?
kind of got that idea that he didn't age normally or age different when, you know, when Choso was like, bro, you're my brother. We grew up together. Like, you know, you've all
Now,
type shit.
now, he is a curse for him painting because remember he consumed Choso and all the rest of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he's more. He even states in the manga like he's more closer to like a cursed object than like a not even cursed spirit. Like he's more closer to a cursed object than
Yeah.
you know.
Because again, if you think about it, that's also what Sukuna was in his like most peak forms. That's what they would always say of like
Hmm.
he was basically just a cursed item, you know, a walking
Yeah,
curse versus, you know, more cursed than human at that point.
a whole calamity though. Crazy. I'm not gonna like. I really wish. Like, I want to see how because in the way he was talking, he said, "If I didn't go handle that, I can go handle that too." But I'd rather not let them. I'd rather just let them fight. As far as like driving, because you don't even know. You don't even know for real
You
who
say you
even
don't
summons
even know.
Magaraga. You know what I'm saying? Because like the person who summons Magaraga surprised me. I was like, I didn't even
Uh,
know. You know what I'm saying? But then you know what I'm saying. But the way he's talking, it was like he can go just handle that. And that like the Bora or something like that, Dabura, fungus,
not
fungus.
to, you know, take away from what Yuji is capable of, but we knew the Maharaga was killable and defeatable from a long time ago because Gojo and them figured it out. Like
Oh yeah.
Sukuna
That's known.
Sukuna wasn't using Maharaga to like stop Gojo. It was more so to like, you know, like slow him down, and then later we end up finding out, you know, the Maharaga was defeatable, and you know Sukuna knew
Yeah,
that all that time, and the way that we could tell that he knew was because any time or any way that the Maharaga would falter, Sukuna was right there to fill in the gaps immediately, you know.
yes, yeah, man. He still go crazy though, you know. But like, yeah, that Magaraga fight is crazy. Then nigga Yuji go crazy because remember, you got to see. So he got like all of Sukuna's techniques, even that Sukuna can do times like 50. You know what I'm saying? Even more than that. But that is why there's reasons why Yuji like this. You feel me?
Yeah,
And it hurts to
manipulative and
see.
shit.
And it really hurts to see that. I hope it's not ending. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that they for to make more. I really hope that it keeps going. I really hope we can see like usually really get out there.
Mm-hmm. But again, that's one of those situations where it's like you make a person so OP and god level strength that it's like you can't anymore. You can't just
Yeah, that exactly. They did it perfect because he not just kicking it. He left the whole society alone because
yeah. The question, like, you know, is this basically just like Ultimate Gohan? Is this basically just like the new you know what I'm saying? Like, are we just being set up with all this because we're gonna see it be knocked down basically? We're gonna see somebody like, you know, knock him down a peg and humble him in a sense.
So I'm skipping a couple chapters, but I want you to see that little blood he got in his hand. He turned that, and then it ended up like this.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got that Choso in him, bruh. He's a cursed womb. He don't really need his blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's
Like,
like,
Itadori started as a human,
you
but
finished. Well, he never technically never was. You
oh
feel
damn,
me?
you're right. Got
He
him.
just got stronger because he consumed his brothers.
Yeah,
With Choso's okay. But you see
yeah,
how he
because
turned that little ball of blood? He turned that little ball of blood to that whole situation I just sent you.
that whole situation. I might be able to overlay these into the pod. Just gotta make sure I get like timestamp. I remember seeing this panel. Yeah, like into the whole like building thing. I remember this.
Outside, he hit everybody perfectly because got them all to stop. That's all. And like, ain't no telling how much curse energy he got. It's probably an infinite amount now. His control,
And who's
like,
that person
remember
that
with the
was like shook? Like who's that person that was like Yuji?
he's
Yeah.
somebody who just works with the whole society. And
Okay.
he's um legend. No, everybody's like the thing is they keep taking they like it's so dope seeing everybody talk about how they would talk about Gojo. You
Yeah.
feel me? 'Cause they've been looking eons for years. You know what I'm saying? But he was
And
like
so what I'm
he stayed.
assuming is he's the only one that's really left. Nobody else is around anymore.
Well, we don't know about Megami. You know what I'm saying? Panda's still around, but
Well,
he's like
no,
a little toy.
Megami. I mean, wasn't he like got it at the end? Or
No,
actually,
I
no, he
don't
was in the
know.
last chapter, wasn't he?
No, I can't remember, but
Me neither.
he gets mentioned in this, and like apparently Choso,
Oh,
not Choso, what's his name?
Yuji.
Who be clapping the hands and teleport. Toto, he's still around apparently,
Because I was
and
gonna say,
then
what about
Nabar,
Hikari? Hikari's literal to not die. You know what I'm saying?
but that's like with combat though. He's not just. He's still gonna age. You know what I'm saying? He's still gonna get
Mm-mm.
old. You feel me?
But
Unless
what
I don't know
if
how.
the cancerous domain expands, and boom, now he ain't got no cancer.
True, true.
Long shot.
That's the one way.
The
Hey,
math kind
it
of
probably
math.
died during Jack. You
You
feel
feel
me? He
me?
can't die. But yeah, and then
Infinitely heals him.
Nabara's Nubara, the girl with the neck, she's around
She
still.
like a teacher or
Um,
something.
nah, she just her and Yuji had something going on,
Oh, he was hitting.
but like
He was splashing in
I think
there
I think he was splashing.
with a
She
bad
did the
bitch.
bottle. Yeah, he was taking with yeah, and that, but it's like she got all she all jealous of him because he still looked the same there.
That's a big thing for her. She is very like vanity filled.
And she is not gonna lie.
You say, yeah, nah, she.
She actually still look she
And I'm assuming
hey
Maki and Yuta's kid is like, partially the main character.
uh yes, yeah, but it's like how do I say it? It's like the whole story. It starts from them to feel like spreads out to everything else. It's not like they're the whole main focal point like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're a big part of it. You get what I'm saying? And the whole time they talking about King Yuji. You know what I mean?
King Yuji.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
It's pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm
You got.
very
I think
interested in that shit.
you should read it, bro. It's dope how they
It's
did
just
it.
again, I got so many comics and everything that
He just mentioned that. He
tapped
just
in
mentioned
right
that.
now
True.
behind. Yeah, with that
You
said,
finna
we are going to wrap up this episode of the What You Mean podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the man Apollo Black for tapping in for this ep. Make sure y'all follow him, and once again plug everything where they can find you and what they can expect.
yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on Instagram at Apollo_Black. That's APO_Black. You feel me? You can tap in with me, the whole Supreme Innovation team. Yeah, get at me. You know what I'm saying? We got album coming, mini dot coming, show coming out to Bakersfield. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that if you want to pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So a lot of great things in store. Boy, Apollo_Black, that planeswalker himself. You feel me? Let's get it. Let's run it.
Yup. And as always, it's your host, Fexifex, HOMFEX. Look me up anywhere and everywhere on the net. We got a whole lot of things coming. And as always, subscribe to that Patreon, $5 a month to get these episodes and many more completely uncensored and allegedly an album for as long as I can have it before to small claims court.
Gotta get it in.
Not for real.